Okay, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to wrap a freezer. This is actually a freezer or a mini fridge, the same kind of concept right here, with our custom printed vinyl wraps and everything. So, and also the reason why I'm doing this video is just showing you how to wrap a freezer with the hinges on because of the wiring right here. I just don't want to mess with it, but we're going to show you how to wrap around this, also wrap around the door, and kind of go from there. So on through RM Wraps, we kind of give you choices. If you want to wrap it yourself, a DIY project right here, this is what I'm going to be showing you, and also, or you could actually do a full service. This is a full service right here. So let's kind of get started, and I'm going to tell you a story while we're wrapping and everything. So basically, when you order through us, if it's a DIY project, and also we do it ourselves, this is the body right here. So we actually crease it right there so you can actually line it up perfectly where you need to be on the edge right here. Also, we indicate little dots right here, indicate the corners of the units, front and back units. The other thing we do is we give you what's called tacking on strip, so it's easier for you to install it. And another thing we do is we give you a squeegee, knife, and extra vinyl. You can play around with it. But before you install anything, it's best to actually clean it with rubbing alcohol or invisible glass cleaner and a lint-free rag. Get it nice and clean. Make sure there's no glue or residue or oils or anything on the fridge or mini fridge or what you call freezer right here. Get that all set up right there. So it's kind of get started. So I like to do the body first. So I'm just gonna kind of gently pull this aside so it's not in the way. And I'm gonna actually move the camera over here. Okay, so there's little dots right there. I can kind of feel where the edge of the unit is at. Kind of pinch it right there. And right there. Okay, so perfect. So I want to make sure it's all just kind of lined up. I can kind of see where the creases are at, but also I can kind of feel where the edge of the unit was at. So I'm going to hold this in place. That's what you're seeing right here. And you can actually take magnets and put it right here or up here. We do that every once in a while, but I'm just going to show you. I'm going to pretend like you don't have the magnets. I'm trying to make it as DIY friendly as possible. So I'm just going to hold this right there. I'm going to grab the tacking on strip. I'm going to go take it off. It's going to I always like double checking everything, making sure everything is all perfectly lined up. Okay, I'm going to tack it on. And if you get any air bubbles, you can actually pull the vinyl up. I'm going to show you several times. I'm going to pull it up if I get air bubbles in it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to double check everything on this side the best I can because of that thing's in the way. And it feels like it's off like a little bit. So I'm going to pull it up a little bit. I'm going to rearrange it right about there. I'm going to tack it on this side right here. And then I'm going to lift it up over here. It's kind of walking it in. I can kind of feel where it's at. And I'm just kind of trying to be try to get as best as I can, to the closest I can to the edge and kind of master on this side. So I'm going to make sure everything is lined up here. The name's lined up right here. And just everything's all nice and lined up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the backing out. You can kind of see where the backing is pulled up this way. I'm going to pull it taut. Just lay it down just like what you're seeing right there. I'm going to take my squeegee and just go this way. You can see the air bubble. I can see the air bubbles right here. And so you can kind of see it right there. Not a big deal. So I'm just going to force the air bubbles this way and that way. Okay. Now I just like to take my thumb, pull the backing down a little bit more, pull this taut down, I'm just gonna take my thumb and I'm just gonna walk the edge in. And just wanna make sure all the air bubbles are out before you go too far in. Anytime we do it, the mini fridges or freezers, what you're seeing right here, usually the sides, like right here, the edges, they usually collect air bubbles, and you might see some air bubbles pop up around the edges. And so I'm going to show you. So now you just kind of go like this. I can kind of feel the air bubbles. There's little air bubbles right there. There you go. And you, like right here, I saw an air bubble. And it's good to have good lighting so you can actually see everything. And there's little air bubbles right here. So I'm gonna pop this up a little bit and go like this. See, so usually it's around these edges. So you just kind of have to kind of look at those guys right there. There we go. Okay, and just kind of do it once over. Make sure everything is nice. No air bubbles right there. Okay, same thing. You're just going to take this up, the backing, and bring it down. Make it more of an angle going up like this. And I'm just going to take my squeegee and I'm just going to work my way this way. That's the screw that holds the cap on. Now, when you get to this guy right here, you want to have a nice little release. And I'm going to kind of walk my way in. Now the reason why I'm doing this little video, just to show you, but also show you the quality of the installing job, but also what the customer, she's been ordering a couple of these for her business and everything. And this is her product, and she's going to other companies selling this product and offering the freezer to the customers. But she wants to save a little more money and see if she can actually do it herself. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video. Sorry about all that clunkiness. Is because I want to show her how I would do this, how I install this. And if she wants to try to install it again, she can. And that's what I'm showing. So we try our best to help you guys out, figure it out. And if you don't have the time or the patience to do this, we are happy to do the full service. We just gotta know what kind of unit it is. You can send us the unit to us, or we can do the full service. Is basically we make a custom buy button on our website, rmwraps.com website, and then we put how many units you want down. You can do one or several, and then what we do is we buy the unit, we print and install, and then we ship it to wherever location you want it to ship to. So we try to make it as easy as possible for you guys to do business with us, but also with other customers. So if you have multiple locations you want to send the units to, you just gotta let us know. Okay. Like I said, there's little air bubbles on the edges. So I always check the edges. And if there is, big air bubbles, you can actually use a pin, pop it. Okay. Now, what we do is we can start doing the bottom parts. Get it all trimmed out. So this area, I like to just go straight. So that's a nice tight fit. And I like to leave the door open like a little bit so we can actually start putting the wrap on the edge of the door. There we go. And at the end of the job, or what I'm doing right here, I'm gonna actually Bonjoro. What we use is an app, it's called Bonjoro. And it is a video email. And we'll say, hey, it's all done, it's heading your way. Tell us what you think about the product. And if everything looks good on you, we're gonna actually ship it out to you, or ship it to the location you need to ship it to. And that's what we do. So on this back side, that's really big. I'm just kind of going around the vents are back here. So we try to stay as transparent as possible. That's mean that if we are ordering the units, we let you guys know when the units arrive. Like it's on Tuesday, and we're gonna get it on Wednesday, or we're starting wrapping on Wednesday. And we take pictures, before and after pictures. And also we do videos showing when it's all done. And that's what we try to do our best on customer service. So we got more samples, we got more videos on our YouTube channel, full services, but also if you want to check out more information on the rmwraps.com website, you can. It's under, if you're on the computer, it's on the top left hand corner. It says services. You can actually go there. You can see we do mini fridges, refrigerators, freezers. We do a lot of different unique things just to make things stand out a little bit more. Advertisements, unique designs. We do for residential, home, businesses. We do all kinds of things just to stand out a little bit more. You can always get a hold of us. You can 208-696-1180, info@rmwraps.com. And we will do our best to help you out. Now we're going to hit the door. This one, I'll probably keep the door closed. And let's get a little lower down so we can get a better shot. Okay, on this one I'll try to zoom up on this one right here. Now on this, the same thing. There's little dots here and little dots there indicate the corner of the doors. They also pre-cut the backing for you, called tacking on strip. Makes it a little easier. Actually, what I can do is I can do it right now. Kind of remove it. Aim for those little dots right about there. I'm actually filling with my thumb. And filling with my thumb on that one right there. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Because it has a hard crease line, I'm actually going to pre-fold this right here. Give me a moment. Okay, so while I'm pre-folding it, so you can kind of see it, it just lays it right on top, so it's actually a dead right on top. So I'm just going to aim for this little guy right here, and that should line up. Yep, I can feel it right there. So I'm just going to tack it on here and right here. So it's not going to go anywhere, as you can see. Here, take my squeegee, knife. What I can do, I can go top first if you want. And I'm just going to lay it straight like what you're seeing right here. There you go. And if you don't see any creases or anything, a lot of times I just like to use my thumb or fingers so I can kind of see and also feel where they have air bubbles at. And there's like a lot of air bubbles, like what I'm seeing right now. You can just lift it up a little bit. Keep on lifting it up until you get rid of all the air bubbles. Kind of walk your way into it. There we go. Okay, now to the bottom. Sometimes you get some junk. What? That's gross. What I like to do is I get my finger wet and pick at it and get the little nuggets off. Okay, now I'm barely pulling it tight on the corners and kind of laying it down. So it's nice and level. Okay, make sure all the air bubbles are out before you do any cutting, because you might always have to lift it up. Oh, I'm also checking the font. Make sure it's nice and level. Okay. Now, there's a little edge right here. Sometimes what I do is I have a choice. The heat sinking won't do it. So I use a blow dryer, a hot blow dryer, or a heat gun. I like to use a heat gun. It's a professional way to do it. So let me go get a heat gun real quick. I'm going to heat it up a little bit and then sink it in and then get the vinyl sticking better. Just getting these air bubbles, I just want to get them out before I do any cutting. So this is a perfect showing you actually I can lift things up. And making sure it's get all these air bubbles out before I cut. And we've been using the 3M product vinyl, the same vinyl for years. So it's we always use quality vinyl. Okay. You get everything. Just being a little picky right now. A little nugget, right? Something on there. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut right there, go along the frame. Use my fingernail just to dip in the vinyl to the edge just a little bit more. There we go. Now on the top of the doors or around the edges of the doors, I usually do a 45-degree cut. And I go right in the corner. Hopefully you can see all that. Now, let's get the camera up here so you can go see what I do around this corner up here. Okay, hopefully I'm not in the way too much. Okay, so what I like to do on this one, I like to go, let's do the edge, or I'm sorry, the right side of the door first. Try not to get in the way. Okay, so what I'm doing is going to do a little relief. And you're going to put vinyl on top of vinyl. And then this is where I have to open up the door. Okay, let's see if we can get this. Gotta loop the vinyl all the way around. Gonna cut the excess off. And now I'm gonna do the top part. All right, get right in the middle. I'm gonna cut straight up. And work your way in. Okay, it looks like I can actually cut some of this off. Sometimes I improvise. And a lot of this is going to be covered up with this top part anyways, but I just like to get as close as possible to that. And I'm getting like a little bit of air bubbles in here I'm trying to get rid of. So I'm just lifting up the vinyl a little bit and getting the air bubbles out. Sometimes it's better not to pop them, but and there's the edge. Okay, let's back this up a little bit so you can see more of the installing job. And I'm pulling it taut this way. And I'm kind of working my thumbs. There's any air bubbles in there. Now on this right here, it's like to cut right at the edge apart. It's like that. Same thing up here. Like that. Get the corners. Okay, that. Close the door. So far it's looking pretty good. Little nuggets of edges on the end. There you go. Got it. A lot of times I can use the heat and it'll sink in the vinyl around these edges a little bit more. That is that. Double check everything. And get this thing on here. And then call it good. Okay. All right, thanks for watching. And if you got any comments, comment down below. And if you want something a full service or even a DIY projects, just go to the armwraps.com website. And if you want full service, contact us at 208-696-1180. info@rmwraps.com. Devin or Randy will help you with any comments, questions, concerns. Other than that, stay tuned. We've got more projects and products coming your way. And come back. Check out more videos.